All right, people, we got a Titan Season 2 poster, a brand new one that dropped yesterday. It's pretty good. It shows like like everybody, like I think all the major characters on Season 2, or most of them. And I think we can assume this isn't always accurate, this line of thinking, but if a character's featured in a poster for the show, like the poster that encompasses everybody, that means those are the characters that are going to be the most important in the show. But that's not always the case, because there's some people that might be important who aren't on here. But let's do a roll call. We've got Raven, Donna Troy, aka Wonder Girl. Well, I guess she's ex-Wonder Girl now. She's like being referred to as Donna Troy now, which is what happened to Donna Troy in the comics. You know, she was Wonder Girl and had other code names, but eventually she was just like, just call me Donna Troy instead of Wonder Girl. Beast Boy, Superboy, Jason Todd Robin, Dick Grayson. He's just as Dick Grayson on here, but he's in his transitional phase. You know, he's going to be Nightwing eventually. They just don't want to show it on this poster, I'll bet, because they want to keep that, well, act like they want to keep it a secret, even though everyone knows he's going to become Nightwing this season. But, you know, they can't reveal it too soon. Starfire, Rose Wilson, aka Ravager. I'm not sure if when she first debuts she'll be Rose Wilson, or if she'll just straight up be the Ravager first. Dove and Hawk. And then in the center, there's Deathstroke. And from what I see online, the highlight and what people are talking about the most on this poster is Deathstroke, because this is the first reveal of him. Well, the first reveal of him in a poster. He's appeared in other material. But there are people really overthinking and nitpicking his costume. I think he looks great. I think a lot of people like his costume, but I've seen some people say, oh, well, you know, the ratio of orange to blue is off. And I'm like, if you're going to be that, like, you know, austere and hardcore about it, like, you're just thinking way too much. I think he looks fabulous. And I think that it's obvious looking at him who that is. If you've known Deathstroke from the comics and from his other appearances like in Arrow and stuff, and in video games, you know, this character, you look at him, you can immediately identify who it is. So I think if you can look at him and know who he is, and if he looks fine, they did a good enough job. And I think he looks good. I mean, orange and blue, that's Deathstroke's coloring. I know in the old comics, Deathstroke wore more orange, but still. I mean, he doesn't have to look exactly like that to be like an authentic, you know, comic approved look. He looks awesome. And, you know, because he's the only villain on this poster, this does, I think, cement the fact that he's going to be, I think, the main villain of this season. Or at least the most prominent. Which is fine, because Deathstroke is one of the most persistent and biggest Titans villains. I'd say of the classic Titans, it was him and Trigon were their biggest adversaries, at least in the early days. But that does kind of make me scratch my head, because if you look at it, the assemblage of Titans on the show right now, Titans and helpers, including Hawk and Dove and stuff, that's a pretty powerful lineup. And, you know, Deathstroke, while powerful and a great fighter, he doesn't really seem powerful enough to be beating up all of these people at the same time. I know in the comics they write it in a way where Deathstroke is able to take on people who are more powerful than he is, because he's just very skilled with tacticals and fighting and weaponry and stuff. But, you know, it's almost silly. It's almost like, as much as people love Batman, the way Batman's written in the comics is that he can beat up any other superhero, when if you think about it, it's ridiculous. Because Batman doesn't have any powers. He's really tough, but it's like, you know, if the Joker and Poison Ivy can beat you up sometimes, so can like Wonder Woman and the Flash and Green Lantern. But they write it a lot of times where Wonder Woman, the Flash, and Green Lantern just could never beat Batman because he's so much smarter than they are. But, you know, if you think about it, that's bullcrap. Like, you have to suspend your disbelief a lot to think that, you know, there's no situation where Wonder Woman would ever be able to defeat Batman. I think Wonder Woman could defeat Batman very easily, if in reality. So it's the same, I think, kind of with Deathstroke when faced with all these other people at the same time who have all these powers. But, you know, you gotta suspend your disbelief. And I'm sure he'll find a way to beat up people like Superboy and, you know, Wonder Girl and Starfire. People who are more powerful than he is. Because, you know, that's just how it is. But, yeah, it looks great. I love this poster. I like the arrangement of the characters, their faces. I think it's interesting to see, of all of the Titans, the person whose face is biggest is Dick Grayson's. So I guess, you know, he's kind of been elevated to the main character of the show, maybe. In season 1, I'd say the biggest male character was Dick Grayson, but the biggest female character was Raven. But in this poster, you know, her face isn't as big as his. So I'm wondering, does that mean that he's going to be like kind of the featured character on this ensemble cast? Again, I myself could be overthinking in this case. You know, like how big your face is in the poster means that's how big you'll be on the show. That may not be the case. But, you know, regardless of that, I think it is a good poster. I like the arrangement, the assemblage of characters. And I like the color palette, the color balance, you know, all that stuff. It looks good. And I can't wait. September 6th, I will be there. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like it on YouTube and subscribe to the channel because I appreciate your viewership. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.